Apparently, this $32 billion company is now worth $0 just in a few weeks. What are they cooking? Let's talk about it.
The FTX
Coin and other cryptocurrencies are falling.
So the story starts with FDX. FDX is the second largest crypto exchange. It's just like Robinhood and Fidelity, but for crypto coins. And they have paused all withdrawals. So basically, if you deposited any money or bought any crypto coins on that platform, you cannot withdraw your money. The company is missing around $6 to $8 billion and they have filed for bankruptcy. So people's money just disappeared overnight. Question always arises, like, people are like, oh, I thought the company was worth $32 billion. Where did all the money go? You gotta understand that, man. Company is now worth $32 billion. Is the valuation. Valuation means how much company can make in the future. Just some random over-exaggerated numbers. Just like you always seen it with crypto or NFTs. And you know, in this whole scam, a lot of people are involved. You know, there's another company is called Alameda Research. You know, there's something to do with FTT coins. I wouldn't bore you with all the information, but how this whole thing started, there's an important person in this story. His name is CZ. He's the owner of #1 world's largest crypto exchange. So what he owns a big stake in FTX. So he decided to sell all his stakes and he announced that on Twitter where he has 7 million followers. And that's when everything started trickling down. He sold it, people started panic selling after it, and all the people wanted their money out of the platform. And that's where they didn't have liquid assets to cover it. And actually, the owner of the FTX, Sam, tried to convince CZ to put $8 billion into his company, but they backed out.
What's there to think about? I mean, you told me you liked it. You asked me 10,000 questions. I answered every single one of them.
And that's where everything double backfired, and that's where everything stopped panic selling. And if you go to their website right now, it literally says no more withdrawals. And they actually even say that. They don't say no more deposits. They say deposit at your own risk. So what all the information, what does that actually mean? You know, the information itself, it doesn't mean anything, man. There's gonna be thousands of explanation. He said, she said, this happened according to this theory, and there's gonna some smart person come in and be like, oh, I predicted this back in 2016. All that is cool, man. But at the end of the day, if you put your money into FTX, your money is gone. Just like every recession, fools lose their money and millionaires double their money. It's nice to cry about it, get some sympathy points from other people and tell them like, oh, how you didn't have control of the situation. All that is good. But as time passes, people are gonna forget about you. People are gonna forget about the sympathy points, and you have to deal with the consequences. You have to deal with the problems, even if you didn't create those problems. Let me give you guys a realistic example. Let's say when you were 6, your dad went to go get milk and he never came back. 15 years passes by. Now you're 21, 22. Now whatever you do with your life, you gotta start with no money, no assets, and the worst of all, you would have no guidance. Again, you can always cry about it, be like, oh, my situation was this when I was little, my dad went to go get milk and he never came back. But is that gonna solve the problem? Would it? You actually gotta work hard to solve that problem. You gotta cover that loopholes that your dad left for you. You now gotta solve it for yourself. So before you give your hard-earned money to somebody, do your research, take your time, because when the problem comes, all the crypto guys, all the CFO, everybody online telling you, oh, you should buy this, do this, they're not gonna come solve your problems. You have to solve your own problems. So be careful with your money, man. Do your own research. Now, I'm gonna tell you my point of view, what I think of all this. You know, if you search any NFT related terms, crypto coins, or anything going on, and if you search on Google Trends, it's just going constantly downfall. It pretty much reminds me of my girl's interest on me over time.
Late nights, I just cry.
Like, bro, when people with no talent start dropping NFTs, just dip. I mean, personally, man, I rock with 6ix9ine. I like his music.
Got one house right here, 2 houses right here.
This is just me personally. Blockchain is actually a great network. If you learn about it, there's actually so much going on, and in the future, it could be a huge thing. And same goes for digital currencies. But looking at from the history perspective, there's actually never been a currency that wasn't backed or regulated by a government. You know, same goes for gold. You know, gold was used to be a currency before we had paper, but gold was actual physical thing, something I could hold it in my hand. Digital currencies, that's the problem. You cannot hold it in your hand, and that's where the entire problem starts. And you know, everybody knows that problem, and people are trying to solve that problem day in, day out. For a digital currency to work, every single person on the planet has to have a mutual understanding that this currency is worth something. Just for gold, gold is just a shiny stone, but everybody had a mutual understanding that gold is valuable. People are willing to drop $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 to buy a little metal piece because it's a mutual feeling, and same goes for the currency. So for a digital currencies to be this big, it has to be a mutual feeling, and I think Bitcoin is definitely trying to crack in on that. But I think we still have a long way to go. This has happened since the beginning of the time. Whenever there's some opportunity, people try to take advantage. You already know the guy who sells shovels make more than the person who's digging. So if you're gonna go out there dig, make sure to look around you before you start digging, because once you start digging, you can't look around. And you know, we are right around the time, I think it's about time for a recession, and you're gonna see many new ads. Millionaires are made in the recession. So all my request to you guys is don't fall for that. Keep working on what you work for, man. You gotta work harder on whatever you work for. Recession is pretty much a term that whatever you do, now you gotta do that harder to make money in that. Like trucking, you know, if you do trucking, if you were driving for 12 days out of a month and making 10,000, now you probably gotta drive 20 days just to make the same amount of money. That's what happens in recession. You know, the manpower is worth less, so you gotta put more man hours. So please, man, don't waste your money on some stupid person trying to make you millionaire from the recession. That's kind of not how it works, you know, unless you actually got good amount of cash tucked away. Yes, there's gonna be good opportunity for you to get rich in the recession, but from a business standpoint, usually not the best time to do business in a recession. So we learned two lessons from these stories. First, my cousin from Romania is always right.
I only drive a Corolla and I give all my money away.
To give that money to charity.
An alarm went off in my head. Full of shit.
And all jokes aside, man, I just want to keep it 100 with you. If you are a man and you got $1 billion company and you're not really going out and showing off and buying a nice car or something like that, that's, to me, is kind of weird too, because you're trying too hard to impress somebody. Because that's every man's dream, man. When we get our first money, we trying to buy something nice. I had actually watched Warren Buffett's same thing, you know, where he has this one video where he's going into McDonald's in the morning and he's like, bro, McDonald's is my favorite thing. I love McDonald's, eating in the morning. And he goes to a drive-thru, and I always find off. I was like, bro, you're a billionaire and you don't care about your health. You eating McDonald's in the morning? Like, it makes no sense. I feel like it was just all a promo for him to push the McDonald's stocks out. You know, he loves his McDonald's and Coca-Cola stocks. But what I would say in that situation, man, don't try too hard to impress somebody. If you're a good guy, be a good guy. If you're a bad guy, be the bad guy. If you're a douchebag, be a douchebag. Who cares? Why are you trying to put up this front to be like this frugal guy when you got $1 billion company? It don't matter. Second thing, $100 is worth $100. If there's a currency, digital currency, and it's fluctuating every day, how do you determine your value? Let's say you got $10,000 worth of some digital currency, and you wake up in a month and that 10,000 is worth now 4,000. Is that really a currency? Currency is just a way for humans to keep their money safe and where they can use it at a later time. That's the number one use of currency, so I can use or buy some goods at a later time in my life. So if my 10,000 gonna be 4,000, it's a problem. With dollar, I get it, dollar fluctuate, but it never fluctuate more than 2 to 5% in a year. And you know, there's some exceptions, there's more fluctuation sometimes, but I'm saying on an average, most currencies, they only fluctuate 2 to 5%. So that's something you gotta always watch out when you go into cryptocurrencies. And if it's a currency, it should be stable. But if it's an asset, like stocks, it should use your money to do something. And I'm gonna give you another example. You see with stocks, right? Whenever you buy stocks, let's say you buy Tesla stock and you bought 10,000 worth of stock. You know what happened with that $10,000? That actually gets sent to Elon Musk and he spent it on a nice yacht and he partied it out. No, just kidding. So what happened with that $10,000? They put it back into the company and they try to somehow expand their infrastructure or produce more goods. So every time you buy stock in a company, let's say you buy Coca-Cola stock, you buy Chipotle stock, what that happens to that money, they put it back in the company and they try to make more money with your money. And that's where the return on investment comes from. Well, the cryptocurrencies, it's been a major problem. Is it a currency or is it an asset? Which one it is? And most of the time, the problem with crypto, like you see this time, when you put money into FDX or any Coinbase or any wallet, the money just sits there. And when money just sits there, somebody's gonna look at a lot of money. Like, there's $6-7 billion just sitting there. With that being said, man, you guys be safe out there. It's tough out there, man. It's tough making money.
The cheapest car we have here is $75,000.
$1,000.
That it?
It's tough doing anything, so choose your tough. And one thing I do actually wanted to ask you guys, you can drop in the comment, you know, I want to do more like entrepreneur type based video, not just drop shipping. I am working on this one video. It's called social media marketing versus drop shipping, because I've been doing social media marketing for like 1.5 years now. So I would love to break down those two videos. So let me know what you want to know more in the comment section, but I do have some ideas I want to share with you and I can make more videos on that. Have a good one, man.